And welcome back. Hey, you know, on Christmas Day, an American Christmas with PJ Rasmussen and the Broadway. Whoa, he has
Boardwalk.
He has the Boardwalk Broadway Jazz Band. I just threw I threw the Broadway in there.
Well, I'll keep it real simple. We started on the Asbury Park Boardwalk in New Jersey, so
I
it's the
remember that.
Boardwalk Jazz Band.
And he's going to air all throughout the tri-state area. And joining us with the preview, we have PJ Rasmussen.
Yeah, well, hello.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're excited. I lead New York's only 21-person big band. We feature 4 different vocalists, and we play almost entirely original music. For the special, we're going to be doing it's mostly Christmas music, America's favorite Christmas tunes, and we throw in a couple of tunes as well that are originals. And it's going to be on 160 stations across the country.
And this is what we're talking about, right?
Well, these are 2 albums that I released before starting up the Boardwalk Jazz Band. Both made it into the Jazz Week charts. That first one there, Adventures in Flight, I actually released 2013 when I was still in college. And then another adventure shortly after that. So
2 CDs out. All right, so you're moving right along.
Yeah, it keeps me out of trouble.
And you're working with the Bullion Foundation?
Yeah, that's
all right.
I work with Sandra and the Bullion Foundation. That's how we got here, of course. They've been great, and they're helping us get the word out about the special.
The Christmas special.
Yeah.
Tell us more about it.
Okay, so basically what we're doing is we took 21 musicians and wrote fresh arrangements of all America's favorite Christmas music. And we had a special guest, jazz legend Bucky Pizzarelli. He played with Benny Goodman back in the day. He was on Ray Charles, Georgia on My Mind, Sinatra, and he recently did a record with Sir Paul McCartney.
Sandra, you didn't tell me about this part.
Yeah, so this is it's good stuff. He came in. He is turning 91 in January. I met him when I was still at William Patterson University. And he's been a big mentor for me. And so he came in and sat in on one of the tunes that we did for the special. It was a tune that I had written just for the occasion. Kind of looking back over the year and trying to thank your mentors, and I thought that was certainly appropriate given our relationship and everything he's done for me.
Is this recorded anywhere?
Yeah. It's so we recorded the special in October, believe it or not. If you want to see where it's airing in your area, you can go to my website at pjrasmussen.com. It's going to be on about 160 different stations across the country, airing in different states on different stations at different times. The big one that we're really excited about is it's going to be on CBS Channel 2 on Christmas Day at noon.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that.
And the preview, give us a message of what's in it.
All right, well, we believe, the thing about the Boardwalk Jazz Band is we believe that jazz is music anybody can love. One of the things about being a jazz musician, a lot of people don't want to admit it, but you got to admit, even the fans believe that for the most part, the heyday of jazz is past. You know, they love the music, they want to cherish it and keep it, but they believe that the big time for jazz is past. And when I look around and I see the talent in New York City, I just don't believe that. Especially if you look at the...
Well, a lot of people into jazz don't believe that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, some of the radio stations that we used to listen to are gone, like CD 101.9, but you still have WBGO with traditional jazz. And,
right.
And jazz is still alive in a big way for a lot of people.
It's very much still alive. I mean, everybody in the band, just about all of us are well under 30, so that's something that kind of surprises.
Me too.
Yeah. Of course. You know, so it's really exciting. You know, you get so much young talent, and it's just a fun thing to see how it comes alive. I mean, there's a lot of people who their goal in life is to make you remember when Frank Sinatra sang that song, you know, when Billie Holiday sang that song, and that's fantastic, but, you know, I'm not going to sing anything better than Frank Sinatra sang it, so we're really focusing on original music, keeping the music fresh, and writing new music, too, that you know, because Frank Sinatra, he did his thing. I'm not going to do it better than him, but maybe I can be me, you know, and I think that's an important thing going forward.
How does it make you feel performing and bringing some of these legends together that you grew up listening to, watching on TV?
It's I think the most amazing thing, especially with somebody like Bucky, is how he treats you. He is, to me, he's always been a loving grandfather. You know, all the Grammys he's won, all the projects he's been on, he never said a word about any of that to me. And so we just got straight to the music. Yeah. And I had to kind of squeeze out of him some of the stories,
Yeah, you had the opportunity to sit with him and listen.
Yeah, and we interview a little bit, on the show, and so he talks about some of it, but the most amazing thing is these guys are just great musicians. And so when you get to play music with them, yeah, I guess it's interesting that they played with Paul McCartney or they did what they did, but really the reason they got to do that stuff is because they're great musicians. And when you get to play music with them, you get to take part in creating really great music, and there's nothing like that. That's a once in a lifetime thing.
I can identify with the people in our business, as Sandra could tell you, in growing up and broadcasting with the late great Hal Jackson, who was on the radio until the very last minute. He's the first of a lot of things. You can look at Hal Jackson, there's a book out and all that. But in sitting and talking with him, you really find out about what his life was all about and all the wonderful people that he met that you watched on TV or listened to on radio, and now you're with these people, legends.
I mean,
it's a wonderful feeling.
It's fantastic. There's nothing like it. And, especially with somebody like Bucky, he could have just come in, done his song and walked out. He got there early, and from the sound check, he was locked in, applauding the band, and that's something. He didn't have to pay attention during the sound check. He didn't have to do, but he just loves the music that much. And you can learn, I learned a lot about the guitar from him, but I learned even more about how to treat people, and especially.
That's important.
Yeah, and especially giving people opportunities. He didn't have to talk to me. First time I met him, I said, "Mr. Pizzarelli, it's an honor to meet you." He said, "Where are you going to school?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to William Patterson University." And he said, "That's right by my house. You come by, we play, it'll be great." Yeah. And the guy hadn't heard me play. He didn't know that so he really was just reaching out. And every time I go over to his place, he's got another kid there that he's teaching.
It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Exactly.
Sandra, Hal Jackson. Thank you so much. Now, we're going to wrap this up, but we're going to watch everything on Channel 2.
Channel 2, CBS, Christmas Day at noon. And if you go to my website at pjrasmussen.com, there's a lot of exciting things happening. We're actually just starting a summer special that's going to be all original music. So we got a lot around the corner.
I like it. And I know who to go to get more information, too.
Oh, you bet.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, give him a big round of applause, everybody. PJ Rasmussen. All right. We're going to take a short break right here, but stay tuned. We'll be right back. We'll have some holiday treats for you. You don't want to miss it. Stay right there. But first, the Holiday Train Show returns to the New York Botanical Garden. Let's take a preview. Let's take a look.